Hello, Nicolas at Armit Wine. This is the first part of our masterclass. We're going to start with the white wine. So the masterclass has been built around three different whites, three different reds. We will come to the red later. The idea was to present three wine, mostly for the white, based on the Chardonnay grapes, which we will qualify it as an international grape variety. I will explain you why. And then the red will be based on Bordeaux blend. The idea for you at home, it's once you receive your delivery, your case of wine, your mixed case of 6 wine, is perhaps watch this video with your friend or yourself and try to have fun on comparing three different wines, basically. So let's start with the Chardonnay. Three different Chardonnay in front of you. I will suggest to start with Chardonnay number 1, which is Chardonnay 2018 from an estate called de l'Ergraff. We are based in Bangkok. Bangkok, it's a subzone of Stellenbosch, and it is, as I say, the Chardonnay. We come back with a bit of story about de l'Air. Then we will move on wine number 2, which making us travel to New Zealand. We are in Marlborough. It's a Chardonnay called Province, 2015 vintage, made by a famous estate called Astrolabe. And then we will end in France with a Bourgogne Blanc, made by De Monty, Domaine de Monty. It's a négoce part. At that time it was called De Monty. De as 2 because it's involved Alex and Etienne, the brother and sister. And we are on the vintage 2013. So in front of us, 3 different styles of Chardonnay. Chardonnay is a grape variety. Let me explain myself when I'm speaking about international grape variety. As we know, Chardonnay was originally from France. There is a town in the Mâconnais, so the southern part of Burgundy, named Chardonnay. So we believe that the grape steak is named from there. The interest with Chardonnay in France or internationally, it's a very can I say, it has many profiles, from the Anok style that you will find traditionally in Chablis to the Burgundian way, which has inspired maybe the whole world, the Burgundian way being the Burgundian vinification of the Chardonnay. And you can find it everywhere in the world, under different hands, but as well under different sun, climate, and soil mostly. Knowing that the predilections, the favorite soil of the Chardonnay will be based on either limestone or clay, as you will find in Burgundy. But it's very versatile. You can adapt under many different climates and different zone and area, but you can as well adapt to the human being. A quick precision when I was speaking about Burgundian way, it is the Burgundian way, it's simply a vinification, in fact, as mostly in Côte de Beaune, the grapes will be picked up, they will be pressed, and then they will be fermented in oak barrel. The 3 wine there have been going through that process. What we can start with is to maybe nose those 3 wine and to start to already have a different feeling of place and character. Keeping in mind as well the very interesting fact of the tasting, it's the 3 different vintage as well. So we're starting with the youngest, 2018, moving to 15, which is a transition vintage, which start to mature, and you will see through the aroma, character and profile. And then 2013, which is more on the tertiary character, which is more on the evolve, which is slightly more ready to drink if you like your wine with a bit of maturity and age. So different approach as well, if you like them young, if you like them in transition, or if you like them mature. Up to you. Let's quickly know them. So clearly 3 different profiles, and we'll now take them one by one. So we are in Stellenbosch with de la Graaf, sorry. Stellenbosch is a slightly, it's Bangkok Valley, it's kind of hilly. Those vineyards are around the estates. If you had the luck to visit De La Graaf, it's one of the most immaculate estates around there. Very precise as well in terms of quality, but as well as a cellar door, as hospitality. They've got 2 restaurants, an hotel. It's a fantastic stay. 2018 for South Africa was a difficult vintage since, if I'm not mistaken, since 2016, South Africa in general is suffering of drought. So every single vintage is very dry. The yield are very low. So the wine tend to be quite concentrated, in fact, and have a very low production. 18 was the ultimate draw. Very low yield. A lot of people have been losing a lot of grapes there. Characteristic of that wine, again, Delair has a very precise approach. Everything is about quality. The grapes are sorted by hand, harvested by hand, sorted by hand. Only the perfect fruit is used. There, the wine is aged for 10 months in oak barrel. 40% of them being new oak, and we will see the influence of the new oak through the test. And the characteristic as well, the wine is not going through malolactic fermentation and no batonnage. So there is a wish there, particularly during a warm vintage, to preserve the freshness. Grapes in that order as well are picked up quite early in the morning in order to retain the freshness in the grapes. Let's test it together. Closure is screw caps. It's a young and current vintage right now for the Chardonnay. Screw caps tend to have an effect on the wine and on the aroma profile. It slightly close the wine, so I recommend to open it maybe 1 or 3 of you want to enjoy it fully with your meal, for example. It will help the wine to breathe. So the character of the wine, you can find that ripeness. It's all around the peach, some slightly apricot character. It is restrained. There is a hint of minerality there, mostly clay soil in Bangkok. So the clay soil will give a slightly more velvety, fleshy profile of texture for the wine. We'll see that through the palate. The oak is there. You can find a spicy character, but it's really well controlled. It is not dominating the nose of that wine. It is purely here the seasoning. So through the palate, what's to me what's jump out of the mouth is a freshness. As I said, no batonnage. Batonnage is to put back during the maturation of the wine, is to put back the lees in suspension within the wine in order to develop the creaminess. So there is a creamy character without any doubt. Remind yourself, we are into a new world country, slightly warm climate. There is a fleshy character, round, but that freshness, it's giving you a sense of balance. It's extremely well made, and there's a purity and a great length to that wine. It's drinking very well right now, but it can be aged for further 2 years, I will assume. With Chardonnay and with this type of wine, fish will be, preparation of fish will be certainly coming to your mind straight away, but as well we can go through poultry and the like of guinea fowl, chicken can be quite interesting as well. Moving to Astrolabe. Astrolabe, we are based in a very famous region called Marlborough. Marlborough took its fame during the mid-70s with some variety, which is the Sauvignon Blanc, international. But again, the Chardonnay quickly follow, as well as the Pinot. We are with 2015 vintage, again, a very dry and warm vintage for that area. That area, it's a valley going through a bit of hills as well. What we need to understand, it's the cool wave from the ocean is helping a lot to cool the climate there. So yes, the cool wave are very, very important to maintain a certain level of freshness. In that wine, we will go through 10%, 10 months, sorry, of oak aging. As I said, fermentation is done as well in oak. But the difference with the other Chardonnay from South Africa, it's there we are going through batonnage and malolactic. So here, very much the impact of the winemaker wants to have a very ample, dense character of wine. That's what they're going to look for them Chardonnay. The nose start to mature. We are already with a kind of smoky, toasty character. It's a reminiscence of the oak as well, but as well of a slight maturation. The nose is ripe, it's creamy, buttery, and there is a lot of again, white flesh fruit, but on the ripe side, apricot and peach, vine peach character. The palate. The palette shows us what, at the contrario of Delagraph, with Astrolabe, what's stand up, it's the creaminess. As I was mentioning, that's, I believe, purely the wish and the style that the winemaker is looking for there. So that amplitude, that flesh, roundness of texture, it's clearly well made. It gives you a solid character of wine, very gastronomic. And with the freshness there, a bit less tense than Delagraph. So again, very much on the gastronomic side, slightly generous, more ample style of wine. I think for me it is completely ready to drink now. You will enjoy it straight away. The nose is open despite the fact of being as well in within a screw cap closure. It's open, it's beautiful, absolutely ready. Similar type of food, don't hesitate to go more on the more roast character of food. Barbecue, fish, monkfish can be extremely interesting with that one. And we're finishing in the birthplace of Chardonnay. We are with Bourgogne Blanc from the family de Monti, and it is Negus. They buy grapes for that wine. Particularity of that wine, it's coming from some parcel around the village of Puligny, Chassagne and Meursault. He has 11 months of oak aging and there is no new oak. There is a maturation of 11 months, 2/3 of the wine in oak, 1/3 in stainless steel. The idea of stainless steel on the wine is to preserve the freshness and the purity and the primary characteristic of the food, basically. So blend with the oak aging, you've got a subtle balance of freshness, but as well texture. We'll discover that straight away. Through the nose, the wine, it's purely open, purely on the matured expression. Now we are with it's earthy, it's stony, so that's purely the expression of the terroir. We have some forest floor expression, white truffle, but as well it's still very much floral and some hint of ripe expression of pear and apple. A note on 13 vintage, very, very complicated vintage, devastated by hail in July. Very late harvest because it was as well a very cool vintage. So some mixed feelings there. People needed to pick up at the right time and at the right maturity mostly. De Monti has been an expert, Etienne and Alex has been an expert since they took over the estate and mostly on the production of white wine. There is, for the price and the quality you get in the glass, there is something extraordinary there. The palate. Again, what stands out is the freshness, the precision, the tensions, pure expression of terroir, subtle creaminess. It is harmonious, it is balanced. It is completely ready to drink. I will drink it during the year or next year, but no more than that. It's an opportunity for you to have, as we said, we always drink our white wine too young. That's a good opportunity to have a white wine absolutely superb right now. We will pair it with, we can go a bit more precise in terms of food. Do not hesitate there with shellfish, sorry, lobster, langoust can be an extraordinary pairing. As well, why not a bit of cheese? A good aged Comté can be extraordinary. So voilà, that is it for the white wine. We'll see each other later for the red wine. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, to resume everything, different profile of the same Chardonnay grapes. It's here, it's in front of you. It's, I believe, for me, very interesting. It's been a pleasure to do it actually live for you. I see you later. Thank you very much.